friends? Welcome back. I hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, because I get to talk to you guys about a little ditty from 1958 called Run Silent, Run Deep, and it stars my man, Burt Lancaster, and the incomparable Clark Gable, along with funny man, Don Rickles. Alright guys, this movie is post-World War II. You know, it's been a few years, probably about 13 years or so since World War II, I think, maybe a little longer, a little less. But this is basically a film about a submarine commander in Clark Gable he gets his vessel destroyed in the Bungo Straits by the Japanese. The destroyer destroys their submarine. He gets a new command, which happens to be Burt Lancaster's command. Burt Lancaster was supposed to take the boat out, but they gave it to Clark Gable because he's going back out there to exact revenge for his crew that he lost, yada yada. Okay, so this, first off, there's one scene in this that really bothered me. In the very beginning of the movie, you know, we have Clark Gable loses his submarine. You know, they're underwater. I don't know how many feet they're underwater, but they're underwater, and their submarine gets destroyed. And when you see the wreckage, there's like men floating on like debris and stuff and still alive. And I thought to myself, is this before they knew about the pressure? And if the submarine explodes underwater, all these people are just going to go and get mushed into crunchy pudding? I mean, like, that seems so improbable and ridiculous to me. But that was my only hiccup in the film. The rest of the film I enjoyed. I just thought that was kind of just silly. But at the same time, I'm not sure if in 1958 they knew exactly about pressurization and what happens if a submarine explodes underwater. Maybe they didn't know that. Maybe they did, and they just did. Hollywood didn't know it. I don't know. But fact of the matter is, these two stellar actors square off in verbal jousting for an hour and a half in this stellar World War II drama. We have Clark Gable. He's, you know, and this film takes place 2 years before Clark Gable passed away, and he's looking rough, you know. And I noticed something. I don't know if this is the camera, or if if they're like trying to simulate the vibrations of a ship or whatever. But Clark Gable looks so shaky in every scene. Like his hands would shake, his whole body would shake. Like he just looked like he wasn't well. You know what I mean? Like he didn't look healthy. But he still turned in a fantastic performance. I wasn't disappointed by Clark Gable at all, but I just noticed that he did not look as young. Well, of course he didn't look as young because he was up there in age. I think he was close to 60, maybe 50 something. But he looked frail, you know, and I hate that for him, because this is one of his last films. You know, he only died a couple years later, and I just feel bad that he looked so frail in this, so weary, you know. But he turned in a great performance. But again, you know, I say that again, that may have been him acting. That may have been just what he did. He was like, I'm going to look like this frail, old, beat-up, you know, submarine captain, and he just pulled it off, maybe. I don't know. But you know what? Cheers to him, because he fooled me if he was acting. Burt Lancaster in this is solid. God, he's stellar, man. He delivers with such emotion and intensity with some of his lines, and like the verbal jousting that he has with Clark Gable. Their banter back and forth, I couldn't take my eyes off of it. This was another one of those films that is like an acting clinic. You just can't take your eyes off of the two people that are on screen going back and forth with these monologues, because their facial expressions, their body language, everything is telling the story. And I love that. I absolutely adore both of these guys as actors. They are a couple of the OGs, if you will, in my book. But Don Rickles is in this, but he plays like a mechanic. He's like an engine room guy who just kind of cracks jokes about the crappy situations they find themselves in. But he was good. I enjoyed Don Rickles in this. He wasn't like, you know, he didn't blow me away, but he was good. I enjoyed him. Overall, though, I thought this was a fantastic movie. There's a lot of stock footage of like ships and submarines surfacing and going and driving. There's a lot of that. And there's not a whole lot of you know, scenery shots because it takes place inside a submarine. But those closed quarters that they were in really lended itself to telling a human story between interpersonal relationships and, you know, captain, navigator, I don't know what he's called, the captain and the second in command. Just seeing them go back and forth was awesome. Those two were great. This movie reminded me a lot of future films like The Hunt for Red October, K-19, The Widowmaker, Das Boot, you know? I mean, I think this film kind of sort of was a prototype. It maybe would have laid some groundwork for those films that came in the future, you know what I'm saying? Because it was really made with quality production, quality acting, quality film. You know, I mean, it didn't look grainy. It didn't have like that scratching sound like records have sometimes. Like, it looked great. And so I was really, really impressed with Run Silent, Run Deep. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. You can check it out on Prime, Tubi, PlutoTv. You can check it on all 3 of those services. I highly recommend that you do, because if you're a fan of either one of these actors or the time that it's set in, or, you know, late 50s cinema, anything to get you to watch this, really, because it's that good, guys. You need to go check it out as soon as you can, like I said, on those streaming services. And guys, if you like my videos, please like and subscribe, click the bell for notifications, you know, and as always, I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them, guys. I love you. Peace out. See you soon.